And we're gonna head over to the sink and drain that. And the one thing you wanna be careful of is the steam, because that will come back up at you. Wonderful. That worked out great. So let's turn off our fire. Okay, and now we're gonna wanna make sure that these green beans are nice and dry. Put some paper towels in there real quick, just to make sure these are nice and dry. You don't wanna have the water mixing unnecessarily with the other olive oil and spices that we're gonna put on there to serve. Now these are gonna be hot, so I'm gonna remove my little steamer basket. Just take that out. It's all done. And grab my other pot holder. And we'll just go ahead and pour those right in there like that. Oh, those look so wonderful. Just love that bright green color. Ooh, there we go. We'll let those dry and cool down a little bit before we arrange them. So I'm gonna set these aside and finish making my tomato vinaigrette. We've got all of our tomatoes chopped, so that's done. Move this over a little bit. Now, to add the rest of the ingredients, which is some olive oil. Always use good olive oil. Plenty of that. And I'm going to use some white balsamic vinaigrette. Again, you could use your choice of red balsamic or champagne or tarragon, or if you have a favorite vinegar. And I like a lot of vinegar in there. It really adds a great flavor. Toss that together. You want to be careful when you're tossing tomatoes not to smash them. And I've got some sea salt here. I'm going to put that in there. Remember, sea salt is a little bit less salty than regular salt, so it also has a nice thick grain, which adds a nice kind of finishing texture. Some people call it a finishing salt. We'll add some fresh ground pepper to that. And toss that together. Oh, this is going to be great. I'm going to let that marinate for a little while. This looks good. I'll have one little taste just to make sure we got the right amount of salt in there. Oh, that is delicious. It's going to be great served on our meat. Let's move on and start. Let's first of all flip our flank steak to make sure we get the other side marinated. Just flip that right over. I'm going to flip it again to make sure I get garlic on the other side. There we go. Flip it. There, see, we've got garlic on both sides now. Good. And I think I will add a little more fresh ground pepper. This is not hard at all. All right. Fresh ground pepper on that side. We'll let it marinate for a minute while I start the oven. And to cook this flank steak, you can either grill it outside, which I know a lot of men do. I personally am not I don't grill a lot outside. So my thing is if I can broil it or do it in the oven or on the stove, that is really more my thing. So, and this is exactly one of those dishes. We're going to do this in the broiler. And the broiler, if you didn't know, means the heat comes from the top of the oven. Baking, the heat comes from the bottom. So when you're broiling, you want to set your meat or whatever you're broiling fairly close to the top. But you do want to be careful because that heat source is coming down fast and can char it if you don't watch it. So now the way we're going to cook this is on simply a foil covered baking sheet like this. How easy is that? You want to make sure you have a nice long one so you can fit the whole steak on there, and just cover it with foil, saves cleanup. Always cover all my cookie sheets with baking with aluminum foil no matter what I'm doing. And we're going to go ahead and actually, let's start the broiler and then we'll put it on the sheet. So I'm gonna head over and start the broiler, which is 500 degrees, and then let that kind of start to heat up, and then we'll cook it. I have the broiler heated, and I moved the oven rack up 1 notch, so it's a little bit closer to the top of the oven. And we're gonna go ahead and put this flank steak just right over here. Oh, that looks really good. Lay that right down there. Might want to get some of those extra garlic pieces. Yum. A little bit extra marinade on there. Okay, this looks good. Ready to go. Wash my hands again. And next I will head over to the broiler and broil this for about 6 minutes per side. And 5 if you want it a little more rare. I like it a little more medium, so I do it more about 6 minutes per side, which is really fast. And if you don't have a meat thermometer to tell the temperature of the meat, which is something I really don't do usually, there's a little trick that you can use. Is if you just touch your finger like this is rare. We're going to touch the flank steak in a minute, and this is going to be rare. And this right here is medium rare. It's one way to tell how your meat's doing. So let's take this to the broiler and finish up our sauces and green beans. Now while the flank steak's broiling, we are going to work on these green beans. And I think they're nice and dry, so I'm just going to use them again in the same serving dish. We don't have to dirty any other dish. I've got an end there I don't want on there. And I'll just lay them out nicely, kind of horizontally, so they look all nice and pretty. Remember, the presentation of your food is almost important as the taste, because food that looks pretty usually tastes good too. Or at least I like to think so. Okay, these look great. Good. Now, we're going to add a little bit of olive oil.